Murfreesboro has historically been a house of horrors for FAU. The Owls have not won there since 2004. And unfortunately, history repeated itself as Middle Tennessee rolled up over 600 yards of offense down the Owls 49-21. Hi everybody, welcome to Inside the Owlsboro alongside the Hagerty family head football coach Willie Taggart. I'm Frank Forte. Coach, a cold, windy day in Tennessee, and the Owls just never got a handle on that Blue Raider offense. They threw the ball 51 times, but were the yards after the catch the most concerning thing?
Absolutely. You go back and you watch the game, we had like 25 missed tackles, and that was very disappointing, considering how our defense had been playing and how we've seen our guys run into the football. And in that ball game, you didn't see the same defense we've seen the previous 2 weeks, and it was disappointing because we were practicing well, we was improving and everything, especially the fundamental things and the things that you preach day in and day out. If you don't do anything right, you play with great effort. You got to get, like I say, 6 to 7 guys to the ball, to make tackles, and we wasn't doing those things.
Special teams, which has been for the most part really good this year, had a tough game. It was a block punt, which led to a touchdown, and then a fake punt by Middle Tennessee, which resulted in a huge play and again led to a touchdown. And when you're not winning 2 of the 3 phases of the game, that's not a recipe to win the ball game.
It's tough. It's tough to win that way. That's not winning football. And like I said, they were more physical than we were in that ball game. And like you say, on special teams, they had a punt block and then the fake punt. Those were critical and critical moments in that football game, and it was game-changing moments. So again, we didn't play winning football. And we got the results we got because we didn't play the way we were supposed to play in that football game.
Defense did make one huge play. Jaleel McCray with a big interception takes it back inside the 5-yard line with under a minute to go in the first half, and then Larry McCammon scores from there, gets you back within 2 touchdowns, and you have the ball coming out in the third quarter, but again, couldn't sustain that momentum, and that seemed like the storyline to me. Every time your team got some juice, they were able to grab it back.
And it's because of consistent execution that we did do, that allowed that to happen. And that's just playing with synergy, playing winning football when all 3 phases play together, and we didn't do that in that ball game. And like I said, that's on me, getting our guys to play to play better, more important to tackle the way we're supposed to tackle, and then execute on the offense side of the ball consistently enough. Special team wise, I thought the week before was by far our best game, and then in this game here, we took a step back.
N'Kosi Perry threw for 325 yards and a touchdown, also ran for another touchdown for the second week in a row, playing with that injured right hand. He had several beautiful deep throws, but then there were other times where the ball didn't look great coming out of his hand. So how much was he limited and gutted his way through that game?
Well, I think with the weather, and I think he got hit on his head at one point. Like you say, he had some good balls, and he had some balls he'll want back in that game. And like I mentioned earlier, just more consistent execution on the offense side of the ball will make a difference.
Well, now at 5-6 and fighting for bowl eligibility as we have our final regular season game, a noon kickoff against Western Kentucky inside FAU Stadium. The Hilltoppers coming off an out-of-conference loss to Auburn, but they're 5-2 in Conference USA. They're fighting for a chance to play in the title game, so a lot at stake on Saturday.
Oh, absolutely. It's senior night, and we want to go out. We want to send those guys out the right way. We want to finish the season off the right way. We're at home. We got a chance to do those things, and it all starts with practice and having a great week of practice, and more important, learn from your mistakes and go out there and play out football.
You mentioned the senior class. It's not a big group, but you look at a guy like Nick Weber, who's played in 58 games and has the FAU record for most games started by an offensive lineman. Those are the kind of guys that you're going to miss, aren't you?
Absolutely. Call Nick Mr. Consistent. He's practiced every practice. He's played in every game since I've been here. And young man just come every single day to work. He loves this university. He's a blue collar type guy. And again, you want to send Nick out on a good note. We have 6 seniors on this football team, not many at all, and you want to send them out the right way.
WKU still has that high-octane passing attack. Austin Reed, their new quarterback this year, leads the league 335 yards a game, 33 touchdowns. Number 11, Malachi Corley, top receiver in the league in terms of yards and catches. So how do you shut down that passing attack, or control it at least?
We got to play tighter coverage. We got to tackle better. And I think we're going to see some of the same things we saw against Middle Tennessee with Western Kentucky, with tempo, with their offense and no screens. So, well, we got to play tighter coverage and we got to tackle better.
Of course, Western Kentucky is your alma mater, and I love to pull out this photo of your playing days with the massive shoulder pads. It's no wonder you were more of a running quarterback than a throwing quarterback. I don't know how you threw the ball with those shoulder pads.
Yeah, we ran the ball quite a bit. Probably threw it about 10 times a game. Mm-hmm. And if you look at the uniform, we had those Fila uniform as well. So some big shoes too. They didn't show the shoes, but some big shoes as well. But it protected me. I was a little guy in college. Yeah. So it protected me.
Well, it's Thanksgiving week, so I wish you and your family a happy Thanksgiving. What are you most thankful for in 2022?
Well, I'm thankful for my family, our football team, friends and family, and I'm thankful to be living and trying to make a difference.
Well, we're thankful that you're here with us each and every week on Inside the Owls Burrow. Have a great game on Saturday.
Thank you very much, Frank, and go Owls.
Coming up next, defensive end Chris Jones is a gearhead. His story in football in paradise is next on Inside the Owls Burrow.
On this concept here, the cozy reads the boundary first. He has an out route by number 2, the tight end, and he has a go route by the outside receiver, Jamal. And the cozy, what he sees is this coverage where the corner comes down and cover the tight end, and the safety do not get over top of Jamal. So he did a great job of getting the ball out and giving it to Jamal. I thought the timing was really good over here, but he did a great job reading because the safety didn't get over top of that. And Jamal did the rest. It was great play, great execution by those guys.
Welcome back to Inside the Owls Burrow. I'm Frank Forte. Chris Jones has been a contributor on the Owl defense for the past 3 seasons. Like most players here, he began football at a very early age, but Jones drifted away from the game in middle school, taking up basketball until he decided that football ultimately was his future. We learn about that, plus his off-field passion in football in paradise.
I kind of got tired of doing the same exact things over and over again my whole life, and then I fell in love with basketball, so I started playing basketball and travel basketball and all that good stuff. Yeah, it got really repetitive. So I didn't want to know exactly what I was doing the next day, and basketball kind of gave that to me. Travel basketball meant I was everywhere. I went all over the states and all types of different Adidas tournaments and gauntlets, and played in front of a lot of college coaches and a lot of college players. I saw it as fun. I didn't know if it would go anywhere, so I was just more playing, to have a good time. I went back to football in my 9th grade year, and I missed it, so I knew that's really where I wanted to be. It was my true first love. My first offer from Syracuse in 10th grade, towards the end of 10th grade, and that was when I was like, okay, I actually might be good enough to go to college and do something with my life here. I chose FAU because of the location, the family, close to home, the culture that they brought here, and the coaching staff, really. I came in as a freshman at 190 pounds, and now I weigh 257 pounds. So I gained a substantial amount of weight, but good weight and muscle weight. When I gain weight, a lot of the clothes that I wear out, for as far as like if I'm going to the movies, just do not fit anymore. My thighs got too big. I just can't wear them. But I can wear all the gym shorts I had. I bought those big, so I grew into those. But regular clothes, it sucks. I am a big engineering guy. I love cars. I've loved cars since I was in elementary, and it started with a Shelby GT500, and it stayed there, and I just stuck with Ford my whole life. I build cars, I fix them. I don't do body work, but I wish I did. When I build cars, I mean I modify the engines a lot. Nothing I drive will ever be stock, so it's always fast. I mean, and it's a little harder now with the EPA Act, but I get it done. Right now, I do drive a Ford Mustang EcoBoost, tuned Ford Mustang EcoBoost actually, with a couple modifications that I can't release because, you know, can't have these people after me. I always like building stuff. I always like working with my hands, and that led me to engineering, and then engineering led me to cars. And it just took off from there. Yeah, and I took classes from ATC in high school, which is Atlantic Technical College, and they have a engineering program that I went through for automotive service tech, and I went through that one, which also kept me in the cars. Yeah, when I was younger, I was a big NASCAR guy. As I got older, I was more of a Formula Drift guy, and now I'm more into drag racing. We got a lot of car guys on this team, believe it or not. So some of my teammates do actually come to me. Craig was a car guy too, and Jaden Wheeler too. So we all got our circles with cars and stuff. My dream car will always be, I've got two. I've got one is a Hennessy Venom GT, and then my second dream car is a Shelby GT500. I will absolutely be a drag racer if I get the chance after I do everything I need to do in life and I'm settled with everything. Absolutely, that'd be a great hobby, and it's just for the love of it.
Coming up next, a special edition of Pads Off as Latrell Jean interviews fellow defensive lineman Decarius Hawthorne. That's straight ahead on Inside the Owls Burrow. Inside the Owls Burrow is brought to you in part by Baptist Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, the official orthopedics and sports medicine provider of FAU Athletics, and by Florida Atlantic University, MBA in Sport Management. Welcome back to Inside the Owls Burrow. This year we've been spotlighting former great Owl players from Palm Beach, Broward, and Miami-Dade counties. This week, a look at a great moment from the career of the incomparable Devin Motor Singletary.
Handoff, Singletary got around the edge to the left-hand side of the 15. He stutter steps, still on his feet, cuts to his right to the 10 to the 5, tip coast the sideline into the end zone. Touchdown FAU! The acrobatic Devin Singletary. That was incredible. It's a 19-yard touchdown run.
Devin, of course, is far and away the school record holder in rushing touchdowns with 66. Well, this week on Pads Off, I decided to do something different. Rather than me asking the questions, defensive tackle Latrell Jean took over the mic to get to know fellow defensive lineman Decarius Hawthorne.
How y'all doing? Today I'm here with Decarius Hawthorne, a fellow teammate of mine, a fellow defensive lineman. You know, I got a couple questions for him to ask today. You ready to get into it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, first question. Someone is writing a book about your life so far. What should the title be?
I'll say my title would be How to Be a Dog.
Okay.
How to Be a Dog, cause like my whole life, like, you know, it's all about adversity. So in order to like overcome adversity, you gotta get that extra, like, that extra like, you gotta, then I'm a man, so it's like, we have to be dogs in our community, so.
If you could have a magic homework machine that can only program for one subject, which subject would you choose?
I choose math.
Okay.
Math.
I'm telling you, no? Okay, so you got a dream car. What would your dream car be?
2020 Escalade, big body, all black, sitting on 30.
Riding, huh? Okay. If you could have anybody for dinner, you got dinner with one person, living or dead, who would it be?
I see my uncle. He passed He passed the day before my birthday, so I see him.
What's your favorite video game, and which teammate do you most often play with?
My favorite video game is 2K. Yeah, I'm like that, but I play with Carter Boatwright and Jaleel McCree.
What's your least favorite food as a child, and do you still hate it or love it now?
Onions.
Onions.
And yeah.
They add flavor to food though.
Yeah,
you
they good with sauté.
Okay, next question. What sport would you compete in if you were in the Olympics?
100 meter. 100 meter.
You rolling?
100 meter.
You rolling like that? Okay. I don't think so, but okay. How were you when you found out Santa Claus wasn't real? How old were you?
8. Heard my little sister and my mama talking about it in the closet.
Hurt your feelings?
Man.
I'm already knowing. Okay, what do you miss more about your hometown?
Oh, my people, of course, but the food is
Mackin, different level.
different. Like, it's different. It's different for real.
I hope you answer this right too. Don't give me no wrong answer. Peanut butter, crunchy or smooth? Talk to me. Talk to me. Don't give me the wrong answer. Talk to me.
Smooth.
Okay.
Smooth.
That's the only way to go.
Smooth. That's the only way.
That's
If
the
it's
only way
crunchy,
to go.
then you wrong.
You wrong. If you're a member of the animal kingdom, which animal kingdom would you be? Like, what animal would it be?
Lion.
Okay.
We surrounded by them boys.
King of the jungle.
You know it.
Big man.
You know
Stand
it.
tall.
You
Okay,
know
I'll
it.
do it. I
Yeah.
Would you rather have a personal chef, a personal housekeeper, or personal driver?
I like to drive. I don't like to cook. And I will clean, so yeah, I say personal chef. Personal chef. I need that good stuff.
If you had unlimited funds to build a dream house, what would that house look like?
It would look similar to a modern day house, but I would add a basketball court and a swimming pool.
D, appreciate you for being with me on Pads Off.
Yes, sir.
I'm Latrell Jean, I'm out of here. Talk to you.
Coming up, he's been one of the better punters in Conference USA this season. We'll meet Australian Riley Thompson next on Inside the Owls Burrow.
Single game.
Thanksgiving week, what's Nkosi most thankful for in 2022?
I'm thankful for my family, probably the most cliche, but my daughter, of course, my mom, my girlfriend, my brother, my nieces, this university for sure. I'm thankful for FAU for giving me another opportunity to play college football. I've enjoyed my last 2 years of college football. I'm super appreciative of everyone from the university.
Glad you're with us this week on Inside the Owls Burrow. I'm Frank Forte. Coming into the 2022 season, a lot of Owl fans had to be wondering who the new punter would be. Well, with the wave of Australian punters now in college football, FAU decided to ride that wave as well, and it brought them to Riley Thompson.
My name's Riley Thompson. I'm a freshman from Melbourne, Australia.
Growing up in Australia, did you dream of a career playing Aussie football?
Definitely. I think most kids who play AFL back home, they all want to make it. It's very competitive, very tough, because it's the most common sport played there. So yeah, it's very tough to make it to the top. But yeah, I definitely wanted to go as far as I could back home.
What got you interested in punting and possibly playing college football in America?
It was funny. I had a mate who joined a program back home called Pro Kick, and he was training to come here, and COVID came, and I was working at home, wasn't leaving the house, and he was like, "Oh, hey mate, do you want to come over and we'll go have a kick of the footy? You can get out of the house, have a bit of a run around, whatever." I ended up going down with him, kicking and having a lot of fun, and he was like, "Oh, maybe you should come down and try out and see how you go." And it kind of just all took off from there. I mean, yeah, as soon as I came down, I spoke to the people there, and they were like, "We could see you going over," and it kind of just took off from there, yeah.
Who or what led you to FAU?
I was speaking with obviously Pro Kick, and they said, "We have this school, it's open, we think you'd be a really good fit there." And I ended up talking to Coach Lunsford, and we had an instant connection, and I loved everything that he had to say to me. I loved everything that he spoke about the school and what would be happening here, and I think it just kind of took off from there.
In Australian football, players have to kick at all different angles on the run, different trajectories. How does that help in punting?
I mean, it helps us kind of adapt to different types of kicks. Like we call it a drop punt. Typically back home, they call it a bit of a rugby kick here, but it means we can kind of kick to any angle of the field. We can kick cross field, down the line, like we can mix it up a lot. So it kind of gives the coaches a lot more opportunity to choose what type of kicks they want. It just allows a bit more freedom. You're not so tied up to the traditional spiral kick, and you kind of have a bit more room to move around a bit.
Right now you're second in Conference USA in net punting. Does that mean, as far as you're concerned, it's been a successful transition so far?
I mean, I don't tend to look at that stuff too much. I kind of just focus on my next kick. As my coach says, you're only as good as your next punt. So I just focus on my next kick. I don't tend to worry about that. I'll definitely talk it over at the end of the season and work on things that I can get better at, because there definitely is some areas.
How long did it take to adapt to the lifestyle here, and what do you miss most about back home?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty similar to back home here. I live near the beach, it's near the beach here. It was a bit of a culture shock. It was a little bit different. The way people act a little bit different, but I mean, it didn't take too long. The people here are awesome. I'm so close with all my teammates that have looked after me, so having them around was awesome, and it really helped me over here.
He's different, if that makes sense. Yeah, he's got the words you really can't understand. Like his favorite word is meek, which means like it's good. And he used to say that all the time, and nobody knew what he was saying for a solid month and a half.
It's not a common Australian slang term, but I say Mick a lot. And I'd say it and they'd just look at me with blank faces like, what are you talking about? But I've slowly integrated it in and now they're all saying it.
Mick, what is it?
It just means good. Like me and my mates just made it up and I say it so much that I couldn't really get it out of my vocabulary.
So in other words, that punt was Mick.
Yeah.
Is that a good example?
Yeah, that's a great example. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it was the first game we ever had. He likes, me and him like to joke around, like have our fun and kind of keep him out of his head. So before his snap, you see on live television, you see him going like this, waving to me, calling my name.
It's like there was so much going through my head. I was just thinking about all the possibilities that could happen. But as soon as I ran out there, I looked at Nick, my snapper, he laughed, I laughed, and it just relaxed me and it just changed everything. And I just felt like I was meant to be there.
Thanks for watching. I'm Frank Forte. We'll see you next time on Inside the Owls Burrow.
This has been an exclusive presentation from Learfield.